Have you ever tried to wake yourself up while you're dreaming? I look at my hands and I ask myself that. Seeing the dead is an indicator. Sure. I mean, even if you're just dead to me, that should be enough to make me come to my senses. But you ask me why. Why do I want to wake up? Well, I suppose that's the same reason that you want to stay asleep. And that's to live in these dreams just a little while longer. Why? Why do I want to wake up? Have you ever tried to wake yourself up while you're dreaming? I look at my hands and I ask myself that. I look at my hands and I ask myself that. I look at my hands and I ask myself that. Have you ever tried to wake yourself up while you're dreaming? Why? Why do I want to wake up? Why do I want to wake up? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Bio3xorcist. The title means to drive away the living. And yes, if you're familiar with it, it was inspired by the movie Beetlejuice. However, the meaning does go deeper. I guess you could say the feeling this song is inspired by has two sides. In one sense, the Bio3xorcist is misanthropic. It loathes the world and separates itself because it can't relate or connect to others, and is seen as a villain due to its antisocial and aggressive behavior. However, its existence is quite lonely, as all creatures crave a love and a need to be understood, I suppose. Even those who've sworn off life, but are still alive. But who would want to be a companion to such a loathsome creature it thinks to itself? My world is a graveyard, and I can't relate to them. They're better off without me. In fact, I'll make it a point, my business, to drive them all away. Need 'em? Nah, don't. Just crave 'em. I was really inspired to build an image with this project. I mean, the time of year is right. It's Halloween, so there's a lot of different personalities to pick from. However, the challenge of money has resurfaced again for me. I was able at least to grab a few props from the store, but a lot of this project, well, it's gonna come down to imagination and resourcefulness. It's kinda just like I was telling my buddy this morning. I feel like a lot of older horror movies, though cheesy at times, have much more impact to me than a lot of the movies that come out nowadays with over-the-top effects. I mean, technology was limited, as were probably some of the filmmakers' budgets, but regardless, they still captured something magical. Evil Dead, I suppose, is a film I always think of in this respect. The concept, it was a motivation to me in the making of this film and all the projects connected to it. So I hope to provide you with something different, something original, something authentic, something true to the art form that is my existence.
That looks good.
He sat comfortably in the chair, though his hands were bound. A cocky grin spread across his face. His iPhone, acting as a camera, set up to record, and he was alone on his live in this damp room, as all his followers on IG watched. His followers, those who really believed that he talked to the dead. This was for them. Many had lost loved ones, and they confided in the boy because he spoke on their behalf. However, all his insight was merely reading those unfortunate souls and telling them exactly what they wanted to hear. And any of the boy's accuracy on confidential info was no more than guesswork and leading his victims with his prepared dialogues. But today, today was different. Today this little trickster was to meet those whom he imitated, amongst others whom he probably wished he'd never encountered. For those who came for him, they were the damned. For before he could even realize it was too late, they overtook him and made him experience horrors, the horrors they'd experienced. He saw and felt things no living creature should feel in a matter of moments. Lives lived and lost, terrible pains, violent deaths experienced over and over again. Please, no more, he begged, but it had only just begun. When building the costume of this piece, I wanted a blending of elements. One thing I knew off rip was that I wanted to define multiple personalities, or emotions, with this character, which meant a few different fits, naturally. The first, you see it here, literally being created before your eyes by one of my closest friends and fellow artist, Son. Yeah, I love the fact of how he treated the jacket like a canvas. Just freed his mind on it. And this was just one of two that he did for the video. The other you might have seen featured earlier in scenes in this film. Sun's style of painting. Calls it a K3y style of painting. And this style of painting that he does, it connects him. It connects him with his many loved ones that he's lost. And that's what inspires him, drives him to paint. And incorporating that element into this video, it added an extra layer of depth and meaning. So find the faces within faces.
Got a hole for shit in your face, twin. I just glitched out. I'm telling you. Once on set, I felt it. And I felt this fit in a whole different level. That's the top. This shit finna get arty. Stay tuned.
Mr. Priest, they called him. In the loving memory of who he used to be. Mr. Priest, they called him. Mr. Priest, they called him. Mr. Priest, they called him. In the loving memory of who he used to be. Mr. Priest, they called him. Mr. Priest, they called him, in the loving memory of who he used to be. Lost his mind in the streets after being locked up in a seminary. Begged the streets for money to hide from the demons he sees when his eyes start opening. OD'd, right there outside 23323V Street, lying face down in a pool of his own vomit, lips blue like those oxys abused, treatment refused and programmed to lose. Now those passers-by are just stepping over you. Guess it feels like the world failed you. It impaled you. It's a bitter pill you couldn't swallow, so you chose to crush, snort, smoke, or shoot it. Now the screen's gone black. You reboot it. Maybe if I catch one of his veins as I pen my tale, I'll feel it too, he thought to himself. The drugs, they made me numb. But death made me want to feel 1,000-fold, as your nerves, they no longer serve you. I've had the concept of the song Bio3xorcist in my head since February of this year, and I even recorded a demo way back when with a totally different beat. However, the idea to remake the song resurfaced. I loved the concept behind it, and I knew I could bring it to life in a whole nother light. So, I'd had a couple of beats made for me earlier in the year by Thurs, and one of them I'd used for my track Books of Blood, and the other, I still had it in clutch. And this track, it ended up becoming the reimagined Bio3xorcist. I'd say the theme for the song stayed relatively similar, but the lyrics, they were redone for the better, capturing the essence of the song more coherently. I even cut one demo of the new track that was going to be the official release, but I ended up revising the track one last time so it would be at its full potential. I did cut pieces off this demo, however, and utilize them as background samples in both Bio3xorcist and the lesser keys. When it comes to my art form, shit, I just follow where the vision takes me. You ever get the feeling someone walked over your grave? I'm still alive, you tell yourself. But are you? Are you really still alive? Like here? I mean, are you really here? 'cause you have no reflection in the mirror. Well, I think there's something that you should know. You're dead. And how about your eyes? Ah, there's nothing behind those. Yeah, no peepers. It's just the creeper. Drive away all them little weepers. You once told me I was a keeper. But then she sent me back to hell when I didn't agree with her. Oh, I swear one day, oh, I'm gonna meet her. Demonized by these devils acting like angels. They call out my name. 3 times they call my name to clean up your shame. You let me out. Should've known I can't stay in my lane. Drove them out, but I'm here to stay. 'Cause our world, darling, it's amongst these graves. You act like you're above my world, but really, you too are here. Below. Where the overdosed, they once more rave. Bio3xorcist, I push them all away. I take medicine every time I need love crave.